lot of the statistics show that older people are leading the world, but it also shows that 51% of the world's population is under 30. In Nigeria, for example, we have 6 million youth, and that's a massive amount of which we need to realize that for inclusion to work, these people need to be involved in leadership and in making decisions that affect our future.
All right, let me pick a quick comment from one of our social media platforms, and this one is from Constance Nene. She is alleging that the old are selfish and misguided, and there is a tendency that young people can also toe that line. Do you agree?
Well, I agree, and it's actually, uh, well, I align myself with him, but the point, it's not about whether young people can be as selfish as the older generation. First, you need to look at the society that we come from, and this is hinged on our values. We do have a very horrible value system where the values of integrity, the values of honesty, the values of patriotism have been eroded from our national life. And this is not as a result of young people being in office, but the fact that over the years we've had leaders that have not demonstrated what leadership means, or to them, leadership is not service. And so that's the paradigm of leadership that we have seen in 19, 20 years. But if you give young people who come with a new orientation about leadership, the fact that public office is for common good, to an extent, we'll be contributing our own quota to changing the paradigm and the narrative of the Nigerian state. And I think this is a unique opportunity. There are young people today who have demonstrated character, who have demonstrated capabilities, who have demonstrated competence, but cannot find themselves in decision-making offices because their constitution says they must wait until they attain a certain age. That is injustice in every respect.
In some cases, it's true. I think, I heard this comment earlier by Jafet Amodra, so I'm going to quote him. He said, "Your age neither qualifies or disqualifies you." The truth is that young people have qualities that I believe and everyone should see are necessary for running a country. We are so lively, we are so innovative, we have so many great ideas, that can help run this country better. So I think when it comes to age, the Not Too Young to Run campaign is about inclusion for young people. We're not saying young people should take over all the leadership in Nigeria. It's necessary for people who are in such large numbers to be involved in making decisions that affect our future. Young to Run campaign is. And if you look at older people and younger people, it's one of those, demarcations that we continue to have in when people are classified. We say some people are Muslim, some people are Christian, some people are from this tribe or this region, and then some people are young or old. None of these factors should matter when we are talking about somebody who has the qualities to lead. To lead are not particular to the older generation or a particular group of people. It's something that you have in you. And I believe, and I think if you look around there, there are people who are working really hard, like Samson said, in different sectors of the world, in the country, so I don't think we should take it as, oh, young people are we shouldn't kind of just generalize and say young people are just not good enough to do this. There are many young people, even though the reality is there are others who aren't. And it's the same thing with the older generation. There are some, they don't have the good character to be a leader in Nigeria, and some other people do. So it's the same way we would need young people involved as well as older people involved.
Well, some have also argued that more action needs to be seen to make this campaign fruitful, one of which that we have seen already is the bill in the House of Representatives as well as the Senate. What else or which other action is being taken to ensure this campaign sees the light of the day?
The truth is that the age restriction doesn't allow young people to come out and vote, to come out and participate or to run for office. There are young people who, are coming together, forming political parties because they want to have a say in what happens in this country. And when it comes to this campaign in the Senate and in the House of Reps, so it's not something that's happening only online. There are, we know the Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara has supported the bill and the campaign. Even the United Nations Youth Envoy, the UK government has also endorsed the campaign. It's something that has been launched worldwide so that young people can begin to change some of these restrictions. The restrictions are there. It's not fabricated. The restrictions are there. So if as a 25-year-old, for example, I say I want to run for office, allow me to do so.
Well, just to build on what Mariam had said about this Honorable Speaker of the House, currently the bill has killed second reading in the House of Reps, and it's before the Committee on Constitutional Review, headed by the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Yusuf Suleiman Lasson. At the Senate, it's just past first reading, and so we hope that it will be debated at second reading, perhaps in January. There are several groups and organizations who are engaging the lawmakers at different levels to ensure that a quick passage of this bill. The National Assembly has set the first quarter of next year to conclude on the constitutional amendment. So there are a lot of advocacy in that regard. But I think also out of the National Assembly, there's a lot of mobilization going on at different levels, and different groups are engaging their different state houses of assembly to seek support, because beyond the 72 senators who will have to vote in support of this bill if it must pass, or the 240 members of the House, we also need about 24 state houses of assembly who will have to vote in support of this, because this is a constitutional amendment bill. And so we indulge this different state houses of assembly to support this, and young people at different level, at different states should also support this. At a global level, there are several advocacy efforts. The UN, like Mariam also mentioned, is also on the global campaign. So different are beginning to take initiatives to ask for a reduction of the age of the voting age and the age to run for office.
Well, guys, that's where we have to wrap the conversation up on this segment of the program. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll be talking to someone who has actually run for office as a young person. But then, thanks for coming on the program and sharing your thoughts. Join us again.